Welcome to Celebrate Life. Today's program is about chastity. That's a program many of us grew up with, and I'm happy to report is making a big comeback. And that's because of people like Mary Beth Bonacci. Mary Beth is taking the chastity message to young people who are starved for the truth about sex. Her leadership in this area has been a real blessing, since their generation has been bombarded with the safe sex message, which has only exacerbated their problems. This young professional woman is not just helping young people say no to sex, she's giving them hope for a healthy, happy future.
Chastity is freedom to dump losers. Think of it that way. It's freedom to get out if somebody doesn't love you. Girls come up to me all the time and say, I love him so much, this is the only way I can show him I love him. And I tell them, make him cookies. Sneak over to his house at night and wash his car. Do something that costs you something. Something that really shows unselfish love. Look out for what's best for him.
The girls are completely bombarded on the outside with the messages of the world, which we really don't think that sex and sexuality is handled the right way in the media. So we do our best here to give them the truth about sex. And that's why we're having a speaker, because we really think that the girl that's speaking today, Mary Beth Bonacci, is someone who understands the truth about sex.
I don't believe the teenagers are looking for sex. I believe that they're looking for love. And there's so little love in this world that they're trying to find it through sex. But it's not working. And they get into this vicious circle where they're in a sexual relationship because they feel loved, and then it breaks off, and then they're totally devastated. They go back looking for love exactly where they did the last time in another sexual relationship, and it spins. The only way out of that is to practice unselfish, chaste love. I see kids who are starved for this information. They're not looking for sex. They're looking for love, because this is a culture that lacks love so horribly, and they're trying to find love in sex, and it's not working. So what I do is go to them and bring them a positive message that you want to find love. Chastity is how you find love. Living a life of respecting your sexuality is how you find love. If you just try to take something bad away, if you just say, don't have sex because it's a sin or whatever, not that you shouldn't say that, but if that's all you say, it's a negative message, it's harder to get across. But if you bring them a positive message, this is going to make your life better, this is going to make love better, they respond. I think most kids are good kids, just trapped in bad circumstances or lost without leadership. You guys are all asking the same question. How far can I go? What exactly does this mean? Chastity doesn't mean you draw a line down the center of the room, you stay on this side, I stay on that side, because I'm chaste, you cross the line, you're a dead man. Chastity is understanding the difference between affection and passion. Affection is good. I'm affectionate, I'm Italian. But there comes a point when affection becomes passion. You all know what passion is. It's preparing someone else's body for something you're not going to give them. Or creating in them a desire for something you're not going to give them. Is that loving? Is making out loving? Do you say, I love you so much, I'm going to make you want something you can't have? No.
I think the hardest obstacle, at least for me, in teaching chastity is to get over the giggly stage where the kids feel uncomfortable with it. Mary Beth can do that. I think I've been able to do that, and it's great because then you can engage in a really intellectual discussion of the subject. I mean, kids are reasonable, they do think, but not if adults skirt the issue, so you've got to meet it head on.
What is sex outside of marriage? Now, kids tell me, oh, it's because we love each other so much. I don't believe that teenagers mean to use each other. But whether you mean to or not, what is sex outside of marriage? Is it wanting the best for the other person? He is putting you at risk of pregnancy. You're both putting each other at risk of diseases which you may or may not know you have. You're putting a person at a terrible emotional risk because you're telling a lie. The language of the body is saying forever you and me, but you don't mean it. You're telling a lie with your body. You're leaving them vulnerable to terrible hurt if your relationship doesn't work out, which if you haven't committed in marriage, it easily could not work out. That is not loving. It's using. whether teenagers mean to or not. It is using the other person. It's not looking out what's best for them.
I'm going into college next year, and the pressures for sex and premarital sex and worry about AIDS and safe sex, and it has been very great all through high school, but it's going to be even greater in college.
In today's society, it's really hard. You get a lot of negative things from TV and movies. It's encouraged a lot to just go out there and do whatever you want.
Our girls are very open to the truth, as well as all human beings are attracted by the truth because our intellects are made by God and we're attracted to the truth, but not everybody's open to the truth. So we have her here because we know our girls will give her a chance.
God created it, and He knows how it works. And when I got a little older, I started to realize that chastity is a very, very positive, exciting message. It's not just a don't so this bad won't happen to you. It's do. Do live chastity so this good will happen to you. Live the way you're made, and I've got this beautiful plan for your life. All you've got to do is follow along and respect the instruction manual. That's what chastity is. It's an instruction manual for our sexuality. It's respecting our sexuality. It doesn't just mean not having sex, because married people have to be chaste too. Oh, what a bummer. What? Married people come to me, oh, you give talks on chastity? Well, I'm through with that, I'm married. Chastity doesn't just mean abstaining, it means respecting our sexuality. Well, what exactly does respecting our sexuality mean? Well, let's think about the fact that God did create it, and why He created it, what He created it for. The main theme in a Christian audience especially, where I can talk about God, is that God created your sexuality, and He created it good. And He created it for a specific purpose, which was love between a husband and wife, bringing new life into the world. I want them to see sexuality as something positive, as something that God created for a very beautiful, positive purpose, for love. God chose this system, God designed this system, where two people love each other so much that they want to spend the rest of their lives together. Now think about what kind of love that is. Have you ever spent a week with your best friend? How were you getting along by Friday? I had no idea, you were so irritating. You whine. It's not easy. Can you imagine loving someone enough to want to spend the rest of your life with them? And this is a public thing. I know, I'm not married. I have a hard time picturing this. It's a public thing. It's not, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Because then you can change your mind. Oh, you thought I said the rest of my life? No, I said the rest of July. Yeah. Sorry. No, it's public. It's a sacrament. It's before God. You invite all your friends. You spend a ton of money on dresses and stuff. And you stand there before God and you promise out loud and you sign. This is what you call protected sex. It's protected by a ring and a sacrament and a certificate.
When it comes to marriage, the bottom line is total self-giving. And if you've already given part away, it's very hard to make it total after marriage. So they get that message loud and clear, and then to have someone support you in that in a very lighthearted, at times, but meaningful way, it helps an awful lot. Especially to see the girls laughing and enjoying what she has to say, and yet they get the message loud and clear.
It's an ultimate, awesome act of love to do that, to promise your life to someone and then give them your body. Well, stop and think for a minute. It's that beautiful act of ultimate love between two people that new life comes from. That's where life comes from. It doesn't come from storks or trucks or anything else. It comes from love. Our love is so strong, it becomes someone. God created it that way. He wants it that way. It's His system.